everyone, my name is Fatima. In this video, I'm going to analyze a poem with stylistics. First of all, stylistics is a branch of linguistics that studies style in a text or literary works. In literary stylistic analyzing, we are examining how the writer expresses their theme or tone through the stylistic devices they use, like their imagery, their use of rhyme, alliteration, assonance, point of view, etc. The main characteristic of a literary stylistic analysis is that it investigates how the literary work is written rather than the subject matter of a literary work. It's like rather than talk about the meaning or the theme of a literary work, in stylistic analysis, you look at the specific details of language and literary technique. Now let's do the analysis. I will analyze the poem Summer Night by Alfred Tennyson. So Summer Night, or also known as Now Sleeps the Crimson Petal, Now the White, is a song that taken from Alfred Tennyson's long narrative poem published in 1847 titled The Princess. This is the full version of the poem. To do stylistics by analyzing a poem, I provide the level of phonological, graphological, grammatical, and semantic level. First, I'm going to analyze by each phonological level. Phonological level studies the sound pattern which can be found in forms of, first, alliteration. Alliteration is a repetition of consonant sounds at the beginning of words in the same line of poetry or poem. The example of alliteration in this poem can be seen in A shining furrow as thy thoughts in me. In that line, the sound of consonant th are repeated. The second is assonance. Assonance is the repetition of vowel sound. The example of assonance in this poem can be seen in Nor wings the goldfin in the Porphyry font. The vowel sound O repeated 4 times in that line. The third is consonance. Consonance is the repetition in the middle and the end of the words. The example of consonance can be seen in Into my bosom and be lost in me. The consonant sound S is repeated to create a sense of atmosphere in the poem. And the last is rhyme. Rhyme is the repetition of similar sounds in the same stanza. The example of rhyme in the poem can be seen in Now lies the earth all the nay to the stars, now slides the silent meteor on and leaves. The next is we're going to analyze by its graphological level. Graphology deals with the analysis of physical characteristic and pattern of handwriting to identify the writer. The writer specifies graphology to create an effect of a particular interpretation. Graphology in written text covers punctuations. The first is period. Period is used in the poem for almost every sentence. The second is comma. Comma is used in the poem to emphasize the meaning of the words. It can be seen in Now drops the milk white peacock like a ghost, and like a ghost she glimmers onto me. The third is dash. Dash is used in the line Now droops the milk white peacock like a ghost to describe the color of peacock. The next is semicolon. Semicolon is used at the end of the first and the second line in the poem. It is Now sleeps the crimson petal, now the white, nor waves the cypress in the palace walk. And the last is colon. Colon is used in the poem in the line The firefly wakens, wakens through with me. Next is analyzing by grammatical level. Grammatical concerns with the structure of the sentences. Tense is one of the most important elements of the grammatical. It indicates the time of particular action. This poem uses simple present tense, which deals with the event in the present. This indicates that Tennyson's intention to describe particular action is stated slowly. Example of the use of the simple present tense is in the first stanza. The words sleeps for the crimson petal and the white petal, and also the word wakens for the firefly means that those actions happened when the sun goes down, which describes nighttime. And the last is analyzing by its semantic level. As you know, semantics studies the meaning of words and sentences. The type of semantic levels that I used to analyze this poem is narrative semantics. Narrative semantics is influenced by some kind of philosophy. It concerns about the discussions of topics such as possible words that occur in a text. The example of narrative semantics is in the line, "Now lies the earth all Danae to the stars." So Danae is a princess in Greek mythology. She was open to Zeus, who seduced her after he took the form of a shower of gold. And the word Danae here is used to define, just like the earth lies open to the stars which shine above it, much as the Danae to Zeus. Finally, we're at the conclusion. So after I analyzed this poem, I'm telling you doing this type of linguistic analysis was pretty fascinating because you'll figure out that everything that contained in the poem was actually has purposes, like the choice of words, the use of the punctuations, the simile, metaphor, it all has purposes. And I found out a word which pretty remarkable. It is the word Danae. So this information told me that Alfred Tennyson was famous with his medievalism for most of all his works. That explained why he used the word Danae here, is because that is his distinctness, like it is his characteristics. And also, in this poem, Tennyson uses a strong impression of visual imagery, emphasizing the sense of sight. And it's also said that he was famous too for his powerful visual imagery, which is why he wrote the poem Summer Night uniquely and formed this specific poem with meanings behind them. However, he uses such odd ways to describe the meaning of the poem, like it contains some striking irregularities of words that a little bit makes it difficult for us to interpret his poem. So it concluded that Tennyson's desire to describe his original intentions to romanticize the poem, as it offers a limited illusory view of medieval times in a very poetic and beautiful way. So this is the end of the video. Thank you for watching. Bye!